Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, welcome back. Today, as mentioned before, we are going to be discussing about assembly and drawings. The assembly is more like a combination of multiple parts that we may design in other part files. And this can be done in multiple ways. As such, we just open file and a new thing, go for the assembly or drawing, any one of them. And if you want much easier options, you can choose novice and go for the assembly ones. For advanced options, you can see some extra pre-saved templates that you have saved for yourself, and these are important and fast to use when you are using multiple type of templates of your own. So this is one of the way. So if we double click on assembly, there is an assembly file we are open. Another way is if we have pre-designed some part and we can adjust that part to be one of the parts of that assembly that we are willing to start. For that, in SolidWorks, if you press R on your keyboard, it shows you the recent features that you have gone through. This is the last thing that we had done. Click on it, and this is the place where we left. And from here, you can just make assembly from part. Click it, and there is an assembly that's going to open up. When you see there is a sign of object nearby your cursor, you can click anywhere on the assembly design area to bring that part. By default, this is fixed on the position that you have clicked. It's more likely, it's easier if you just make it float by right clicking on it. This position, that this can be now moved aside, and this is quite important in case when you need to mate something else. So initially we can use multiple type of mates, but now we just go for the origin of this object to be made with this origin. For that, you can select anyone, mate, and from this feature tree you can click this origin to make them coincident. Now to bring another object in this design area, we can just click insert object. This is the one that is open parts list, and if you want, you can browse for the parts that you need from your computer. So we click on it, bring it right here as well, and if we try to mate these two in opposite mating, we can just start our mates accordingly. So let's say we want this face, you can select mate from here as well, and this face to be coincident, and depending upon the coincidence you can select the direction of coincidence. So I just flip the mate alignment there. One of the strongest features of assembly is the capability of mating even with the sketches as well. That's a really robust and fast way. Now if we want, we can add multiple mates. Say these two are coincident, that's coplanar, much better, and we made these two planes as well. Now we can just go out and see some sectional views if we want our respective results from inside. Since let's say I want this cutaway section to be aligned properly, so for that, in any time you can just add or delete mates. Let's say if you click on any of the mates on this mates drop down tree, it shows you a preview of the two elements that are mating. So these two, this one and this one. So we just edit this mate, and let's say We just don't want this plane to be mated with, rather this one. And in this case, since we have selected a pre-mate, so it would show us the unsolvable element message that we need to solve. So for that, let's just go and delete both these two. Now we just see our corresponding needed ones. We need this face to be mated with this one. So we've been selected. Select this one. And as before, we flip the direction. Select OK. Now we have the alignment right. We can select any of the remaining two planes to adjust their position. They're much better. See, we have the cutaway section properly aligned, and if we want, we can now make drawing files from this assembly directly, the similar way we started making assembly, and you can just add it from the startup position as well. So we just save it assembly to whatever you wish to like and make drawing from this assembly. In drawing situation, you get to choose the desired drawing sheet of your need, and these are mainly important for production lineup, since most of the production lines are primarily based upon the drawings that a designer provides them. You have a preview of the page that you are going to use depending upon the standard formats, and you can also select custom sizing depending upon your width. Select your width and the height you need. So I'll just be going for the standard ones at the moment and see which one might just suit you better. Let's go for the ANSI landscape one. And since we have started our drawing file from an assembly that we have made previously, we can just drag and drop any of the view that we need from this section. And if you start a drawing from the very beginning, you can add your elements separately. So let's say at the moment I get to bring isometric one. Interestingly, you can add multiple views around your own section, and you have the two individual parts out here separated as it were in your assembly line. You can add multiple views from anywhere by just clicking this view palette and bring and drop down the views you need. And if we just hover around, it gives you a preview of the things that you need. This is the top view and this is the bottom view. So we just skip those since we are just dealing with a symmetric element. And here you can edit the sheet layouts that is needed when you send these formats to any production line. So we just save it for the time being as drawing file, and previously it was an .assembly file. Since this is a drawing file, you can also save this as DWG or DWF, since if you want these to further edit in AutoCAD as well, and if you want is Illustrator ones, you can do this from here as well, and you can get JPEG file as well in the file extension. So we just leave it for now as drawing file. So this is roughly the basics of assembly and drawing features. In our next video, we will be discussing about some of the basic techniques of 3D modeling. If this video was helpful to you, please hit like button and please don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.